I've had a lot of people contacting me lately over situations they're going through, life experiences they're looking into, and some of them are not seeing their way clearly. It's moving from the known into the unknown, and that makes them hesitate. I looking out at everything as a little bit hard. Like, how am I going to do this? And the energy's down in this funk. And so I was talking to him about looking at life more as a challenge, as an adventure. Oh, notice that just cut my throat off. Some people are having a little difficulty seeing life as an adventure, apparently. Yet it's looking at what we're stepping into any new situation, any unknown situation, and looking at it as an opportunity for experiencing, an opportunity for growth. When we hold a certain image in our mind, especially, no matter what it is, yet say a certain image in our mind looking at in a very fear-based way, we are sending out an energy, and that energy is creating and attracting back to us. Okay, I want the people out there to breathe, and hello everybody. I don't have my glasses on yet, but I will put those on in a minute. Anyway, let go of the fear, because you're going to attract in things to be afraid of. Let go of the worry, or you're going to attract in those things to worry about. One of fear, where this came with the great disconnect, it's looking at them in all of the opportunity they are. Feel the sparkle and shine that you are. Look out into your world and ask what it is you truly wish to experience, and attract in this love, this joy, this happiness, and watch the differences come to you. Well, that must be the message for today, because in the closed group, Living Your Empowered Life, I was a little nudge to write, view today with only love, beauty, or joy. That means no matter what comes into your day, see it in the best possible light. In the evening, take time to see the difference this has made. And note it, really note it. Now, I see hello, and Denise is saying she can't hear. Okay, if anybody else cannot hear, let me know. But Denise, sometimes you may have to add your own, push your own button. And so this is one of the things to do is see if there's something going on in your end. Hello, Don, and Christine and Pam. Gosh, so nice to have all of you here. And thank you for your compliment, Don. Anyway, so we only have a couple of questions going on and today, but that's fine, because I'm going to try something a little different in a minute. And so, I have you up on my iPad. So, oh, great. So Dan can hear, and believing everybody else can. So Denise, check your sound on your end, okay? And if she can't hear me, she just watched my mouth move. So, and that's it. But hopefully it gets figured out. Anyway, I'm going to try, if you're on an iPad or an iPod, that possibly bringing somebody in today to ask a question of, and so that sort of thing. We're going to see if we can figure this out. It will be fun. See, remember, I just said it'll all be an adventure, something new, something exciting, and something that engages and connects. Now, I'm going to look at the two questions really quick, and Denise has got a whole lot going on. And so here's another thing to remember too. When we cannot hear or not connect, we're vibrating at a different level. So let's raise that level of worry and fear up, because this is one of the things, is Denise's question has a lot of worry and fear in it. It says, weird things have been happening recently, like the door locks inside car going up and down minutes for minutes, stopping and starting again, screw on lid cap to my cup flying off into the air, boxes tipping over for no reason, messages coming through my text app while phone is suspended by carrier, or my phone will call a random number like pizza. Lots of random things. Is this my friend Jeff who recently passed? And what does he have to say? And Julia, I'll get to that in just a minute. I'm doing two computers, so I'm not being rude. I'm just wanting to get the questions in too. And Julia, if you choose, you could go ahead and post a question here now if you want, because we only have two questions and I have time to get into yours too. Anyway, back to, I think I'm going like 60 people who I know have passed since high school. Jeff knew one person before he passed. Truly miss him. I talked about him day prior to him dying, called him my friend. Sounds crazy, but I never use that title because I don't want to be the cause. Family likes to joke and say they're glad they're family and not friends because look what happens to all your friends. Oh my goodness, goodness, goodness. Let's not put that even out there. We have no control over anybody else's life or when they choose to exit. We share lives. We have agreements within life, and your agreement may be to be looking at this idea of transitioning. Death is a transition, whether we want to look at it that way or not. And yes, we miss those who have crossed in the physical, yet they're not gone. They've transitioned into another aspect of who they are. They've finished, completed whatever it is they came to Earth for. And it was time for them to exit, to move beyond this reality. So let go of the idea you are the cause or control over people exiting. And with all of this wonderful stuff that's happening, first, ask if there's an entity or an energy around you trying to get your attention. This feels more like, for whatever reason, the idea of gremlin came up. It would be good for you to ask this particular energy to disconnect from you and go into the other reality and not come back and visit until they've raised their vibration to the level of love. You know, we have life on many different levels. It isn't just this one. And if we're sunk down into a very low vibration, energies or entities that are vibrating that can connect with that will come into your life. Yet they don't have to stay there, and you don't have to stay there. Raise it up to a higher level of love. Always hold it out there that you connect only with those at the highest levels of love. That is yours to do, and that is... it makes it easier in your life. Yet this energy is really trying to get your attention, so I'd ask them what it is that they're here for, but then ask them to dismiss from your life. That's the way they're putting it, is dismiss from your life. Looking at all of those that have crossed over, what is the message in that? Are you to be someone who communicates with those who have crossed? Do you help people transition? Are you hearing about this? And then, you know, you're going since high school. How large was your high school? If you had thousands of people in it, it is something that happens. And so, you know, for me, I was in a small high school. And so if I saw this, I'd be going, that's pretty interesting. Yet I'd tap in and ask why it was I was brought into this area and to witness this or to be a part of. And let it take me into more knowledge, not put me into a bubble of fear. And when you're going, your family saying, good thing you don't call me a friend because look what happens to your friends, then guess what? You're in that bubble of fear. Instead, meditate. Ask what the purpose is. You know, this is a time to be empowered. And to do that is to allow yourself to look past just this reality, just this realm, and find the fuller message. You do not get to choose or affect another's life. It is always their chosen experience, their chosen lessons. You are in agreement to participate in this. So look at the part of this agreement that is for you. What is it you are to gain from this? Where is it you are to grow? Where is it you are to tap into the essence of all that you are and bring forth that information? Instead of looking out in fear and worry over, I might be the cause, look out at joy and love and see why you chose to participate. Isn't that much more pleasant? Isn't that much more freeing? Isn't that much more who you are? Let yourself free up and be. So that's what they wanted to say, Denise. And if you can't hear this, please go back and listen. And so I'm going to get to people's questions. And this is really interesting for me. As you all know, Nancy had some other things to start doing that were in her highest and best good. So I'm doing this on my own. And so I get to go, I'm hoping I do not miss a question. If I do, bear with me, and we will do our best to get back to it. And so now the next question, and both of them are fairly long questions today, and it's about our relationships, our connections to people. And so this is beautiful because anyway, yeah, good, you can hear me. Good, Denise. Anyway, Shayna asks, would love a message concerning why my relationships are and have not been supportive, kind, or understanding for me, including my family of origin and my ex in marriage. In the past, I believe that it was not me, but other circumstances that needed their attention, that they loved me. I have been extremely triggered recently by their behaviors. My sister told me that my father, David, who recently passed, did not have kind things to say of me. Can you tell me if that is the way he felt on earth and how he feels now? If I am to learn to love myself and believe the way others treat me is their issue, why am I upset now and not so much before? Is my family not there for me? And again, here we choose to move through our lessons and our experiences. And our families of origin aren't always those wonderful, loving people. We came in saying, I want to have this experience and this lesson. Will you please do this or that for me? And they go, yeah, I certainly will. And yeah, I know I'm making it a little easy breezy here. And they say, and I want this experience. I want to learn this. Will you be this way? So those who are close to us, our family, come in and push every button we have. And we might feel quite small at times, but it's not to hold us there. It's so that we'll go inside and really start loving ourselves. Look at early experiences in which you started shutting down and not feeling good about you, not loving you. And see what's happening here with Shayna. Her throat is shut down, her high heart is shut down, and the heart chakra. And if we look at everything that's outside of us as a mirror of inside of us, we can look out at those and see what it is they're bringing to us. Shayna, what is the message of self-love for you in this lifetime? And it is not looking out at everybody else and going, good Lord, look what they're doing to me. Instead, it's looking at the similarities of message. Okay, breathe, because there's some catching of breath. And I know you're at work right now, but, energy is connected automatically, and other people are responding to this. When we hold our breath, we're holding out life. We're holding out this beautiful light that brings us movement in our lives. So we can look at this and say, hold it. Did I come here to remember to love who I am? In every moment, every space, to disconnect from all of those who are giving an image, I am not enough, that I am unlovable, that I am defective and rejected in some way. Sit with the self and go into the early times of life where you started pulling yourself in and shadowed yourself down. Go in and hear that time and express love to that earlier part of you. It is time to look into the self and see perfection only, to love all that you are, and let that be who you are. You will find those that are around you will either shift and change and reflect back love or fall away. They have done their job. They will move into the next stage of their own experiencing. Yet you might find that they come back in a more solid and more supportive role. It is not to view the idea of movement of beings away from you as complete loss. It is to look instead that they are on their journey of understanding and awareness, the same as you are. Yes, Shana, child. It is, and we did have someone take offense at one time when we called them child, and they thought we were belittling them. See how it is going through the filters of another, and it is not ours to say, oh, goodness, I did wrong. It's to say, I call you child, for you are a child of the universe. You are a magnificent creator and experiencing in every moment. Look at how thoughts, feelings, experiences, emotions all go through the other person's filter, not of projection or reflection or anything that is controlling of yours. It is what they are viewing and how they view it, and not to take that on. Instead, see them in the best light possible. See yourself in the best light possible. Support each with love, and you will find change comes to you in the most magnificent of ways. And that's it. As we look out and we expect our parents, our siblings, that family to embrace us with love. And there are those that have that. Yet there are cases like Shana that do not have that. And it isn't there to push you out. It's to have you step in and really love who you are. The more fully and completely you love who you are, the more love you attract into your world in many different forms. Yet also, as you shift and change, your energy shifts and change. You have patterns that you have connected with other people, and they will feel this and not be conscious of what it is that's bothering them. So they'll go into this old pattern that will bring you down. They can resonate to you then, and all is comfortable and good. Yet if you hold your energy up in that field of love, they will not be able to do this. So they have a choice of moving away or moving their energy up to a higher vibration of love. Let this be a joyous experience. You notice I'm all into the joy, the adventure, to the love of everything today, because that is what supports us the most. And so now, I almost forgot the other question about the sibling saying your dad said nasty things about you. And again, I see a shift in your energy body, and that particular sibling could no longer feel you. What has brought you back down where they could be in your space is to create something you would connect with that could bring you back down into this lower vibration. It worked, didn't it? You came right back down, and then they were, life is good because it's comfortable, because it's known, and they're not conscious of it. It is just a pattern that's been established. Create a new pattern. No, your father did not dislike you. He loved you intensely. It does show him emotionally cut off. It shows him very remote, but those were his issues, not yours. Those were his journey, not yours. And it also shows that the imbalance between masculine and feminine. There's a lot going on here that I can't get in all of it. And it's, of course, when he shifted, he went through what journey is his. He's in expanded form, and he is an aspect of love and supporting you, and he is whispering to you at times. So hear him. Okay, so that's the two questions. I guess they did take up a lot of time. Okay, I'm going to look at Julia's question. I need to start looking for employment. What do you see for me around job opportunities? First of all, I see you dropping the word need. I want you to let go of the word need, must do, have to, should do, those sort of things. Those are training. What is it you're desiring to do? What do you choose to do? Let's let this be going back out into the world of employment, something that's fun, something that supports you, and let your imagination really take off in this. There's a heaviness. Again, it's hitting in the heart chakra, the high heart and the heart chakra. That's, somehow you're not seeing what you have to offer the world. You're looking out at it as, well, I've been in this place and all of this is going on and I've missed it somewhere, somehow. So I don't have enough to give. I want you to sit down and write out the three top interests that you have when you're looking out at going into employment. And I want those ones that touch you. Then I want you to write a resume that actually represents how you add to this. First of all, I see that you're employed and it feels like little to no time. And I do see a large smile on your face and happiness about connecting with others. You're working in a space that there are other people and there's some camaraderie that you haven't had for a while. And yes, income, and it just feels like you bring in a lot of support, not just in finances, but in many different ways. So enjoy this time. When you get into this, I must do, have to, need to, I want you to let go of that. Go into that supportive self. What is it I choose to do? You'll notice I'm kind of going over tongue-tied today, and that's because my thoughts are going quicker than my mouth, and that happens sometimes. Don't you just love it? We're speaking to you from here very quickly. And so now I'm going to move on to the next question. And Bianca, would homeschooling my children be, okay, I've got to open this up, be the right path to take? The thought of doing this isn't really embraced by my partner, but I feel it may bring a lot of opportunities of learning and growing for both the kids and us as a family. But because of him not fully embracing it, I feel at a crossroads. Also, my 7-year-old is experiencing really low self-esteem and not sure how I can best help him besides reminding him he is not a bad person and showing him love. And, you're right. The best thing to do with your 7-year-old is promote him. It's anything he does, support him. Praise will remove a lot of that. But I want you also to look at this. Our children have no filters. And so look where, there's energy moving there, where your child is either feeling what's going on with you or your partner that doesn't feel like you are enough. Look at the empath. The empath picks up on many levels. From an intuitive empath, your child's very open and he's pulling in those deeper messages from you and your partner. But I get more from your partner, like I don't have enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving. Start embracing yourself and loving all that you are. Ask the partner to do the same. You're going to see a change in your child. But support the child with praise. Also praise the partner. It does feel like the partner feels a little inadequate in this, that the two of you won't know how to do this, but also that you'll be taking them out of society and kind of incubating. It's just putting them in an incubator for whatever reason, that's what comes up. But shielding them too much. It would be good if you have them, if you choose to do the homeschooling, and it isn't going to hurt to do it, but have them in other activities that other children around, something that allows them to be really participating in many activities. There's a part of you that wants to protect them, and ask yourself if you're overprotecting. And I understand with everything that's going on with this in our society at this time about children not being safe, even going to school. A part of once you bring them in and just hold them tight. I want you to see them safe no matter where they're at. And it does show that they kind of stay in school. I see the one child in particular sitting closer to the front of the class up in a schoolroom. also with this child, look at dyslexia and these sort of things. You need classes that stimulate your children. And some of this is not coming all the way through in a rigid classroom. So look at a school that's smaller, that has the time and the energy to focus on your children. If you do homeschool them, look at something that offers like a group computer room, where they're all together, where they still have some interaction. I get that there's a lot of emotional connection needed. So I hope that helps, because it's taken me in. This is the thing about going into the questions. It's not as cut and dried as we think it is. There's a lot of layers to this. And so I'm going to just remind people, you may choose to have a more in-depth session, because can't go through all the layers, right, in this format. Denise, I do see your question, but you already posted, so I'm going to look and see who else is asking a question. Well, and so Christine is asking, will my son do well with the trade program this summer and follow through with it for his future? It does feel like, yes, he does do well. It keeps him engaged and interested. And instead of worrying, because that worry is sending out an energy that he can connect to, it's see him succeeding in the way that's in his highest and best good. Grounding stones for both of you would be very, very good right now. And so see the best, not the worst potential. We're sending out an energy at every moment. And if we're focused on how it can't work out, we can help hold that energy in there. It's a practice thing. Practice seeing the very best. And then let the magic of life touch you. I was just in Mount Shasta here, Sunday. Anyway, I was there, and it's rainy, it was gloomy, it was cold, and it was going to snow. And I didn't get to see the mountain while I was staying there, but I knew the presence of the mountain, the beauty, the energy, the love of the mountain was there. And I was with a friend of mine, a very close friend, if you know what I mean. I'm just having a little fun. Anyway, and took them around to all of the areas that, I wanted them to see, and it was snow-packed and it looked different. Yet instead of seeing, oh gosh, it isn't, clear and bright where they could experience this, it's looking at the beauty that's there right now and seeing the perfection. As we were leaving town Monday, I was sitting there holding one of the stones and just meditating, and I heard, a little bit, and heard this, I'm here, turn and look. And I turned and looked, he was driving, and here's the mountain in all of its beauty and glory. And so we pulled over and just kind of bask in that. And that's how this works in life. When things get gloomy, where we can't see our way forward, look at the positives that are there. Look at the beauty that is there. And then allow it to open you up to receiving more beauty, more support. And yes, Christine, it's good for your son to be in this program. It's time for you to step back and let him find his way. He can't find his way if your energy's too wrapped around him. And it doesn't serve you or him. Let him go, let him live, and look at all of the beauty he creates in this world. And no, when I say that, it isn't, don't go and judge yourself. It isn't a criticism, it's saying, hold it. This is just what's here right now in life, what you know. Anyway, so I'm going to see about if there's some more questions. I have to scroll here, and remember, I'm doing this all by myself. And I'm going to, I wanted to play with this, so here we go. I'm going to see, maybe, I'm going to see if you're available. Let's see if she can come on. because I wanted to do this. I wanted, Christine, if you can't, oh, you went off the green, so maybe you're not here. It has to be on an iPad or an iPhone. There she is. Hi, good morning.
Hey,
Isn't this
hey.
fun?
Yeah.
Surprise! I thought this would be so
Yeah.
much fun to be able to add in a live guest here with a question. And you just asked me, am I going to have another Hawaii retreat? Um,
Yes.
well, I'm glad you brought this up. This year, I don't have a Hawaiian retreat planned, yet I'm looking at one for next year. Yet, you let me segue into, I have the Gerhardt retreat coming up here in Oregon in July. That's perfect. But
Yeah. Do you have single rooms left still?
I don't, but I'll be sharing, I'd love people to look at this as a way to connect. It's like, look at it as a slumber party where we actually get sleep. Vicki and I will be sleeping upstairs with the group. And I want to do this where we put it out, where we do agree to do a collective dream and see, just experience that. Wouldn't that be fun? And so,
I do think that would be fun. Nobody wants to hear me snore though.
hey, join the, we can get earplugs, I snore, Vicky snores. Sorry, we're ruining the illusion for everybody. Yeah, it's like, we'll just put it out there. We don't hear each other. Let's set intentions. This is how we create this. How fun. And I know that's
It does.
yeah, a lot of concern. We get into this, and look how hypercritical we get as we get older. I don't know. I've heard children snore, and some of them do it pretty well. Do they care? No. My dog snores too, so I sleep. They sleep close to them too. So
Yeah.
if that's the only thing holding you back, get over that, girl. Let's let some fun after come in. But since I
Yeah.
have you here, I want to do you have one short question you would like me to look into? Because I think this is just too fun doing this.
Yes. Um, well, my dad actually lost his best friend last week, and I think he's really struggling with it. And I'm not really sure how to help him because he's not really one to open up to someone.
He is looking at the loss and the grief, and he does need to grieve. This is part of the process, and good for him. He's doing it. He goes inside. It also triggered a worry and a fear of his own immortality, because this gentleman was close to the same age. And so he's not aware of that part of it. The best way to support him is to love him, listen in the way that you can hear him. It doesn't feel like he reaches out on an emotional level for people, yet sometimes just sitting with him is going to be what he needs. So just doing something for the day, just going out, it's good for him to know his feelings are important for him and to express them. And if you look at him and say,
Right.
hey, Dad, I want you to express that, he's going to shake his head or shut down. It's just support him in the most positive ways. If you feel he's starting to say something, just quiet and listen. And open your heart, because it lets him know you're there for him. And he is. He's going to
Okay.
go up and down on this a little bit. So
Yeah.
thank you, sweetie, for being my first live person as it. Well, everybody else is live, but I mean, you're on the air. So, yeah,
No, it was fun. Thanks.
you're welcome. Now I have to find out how to get rid of you here. So, don't you just love this learning curve? And it gets up.
Yeah.
There's a little X on the box now. So it's not getting rid of you. It's saying, see you later, sweetheart. Talk to you.
Okay. Well, I have to go to work, so I'm going to probably shut you off too.
Okay, that sounds good. Love you. Bye bye.
Love you too. Bye.
Well, wasn't that fun? Let me see if I can pull somebody else up. You have to do this, we have to be on iPad or an iPhone, an Apple, a Mac, something. I'm going to see. I haven't talked to this person for a while. Let me see. Oh, he isn't there where I can add him. So, well, it doesn't look like there's anybody else I can bring in. So, thank you, Christine, for opening it up where I could mention the Gerhardt retreat in July. The information is on my website. Vicki Pruitt and I are doing a 3-day retreat in Gerhardt, Oregon. She does some amazing work of TRE, and that's tension and trauma release exercises. We hold various experiences in our body without realizing it. And this is a way to release it without re-experiencing, just releasing that old energy. Not to mention doTERRA oils, astrology, and then of course, we know me, I'll be taking you out way out here because it's fun. And one of the things that I just experienced in Hawaii that I've talked about before in last week's show, I believe, is connecting people, the Lemurian light code, activating the Lemurian light code. And I had wonderful experiences while I was in Hawaii at the Body, Mind, Spirit Expo. And automatically I took a person down and we did this. And that is going to be one of the experiences of this particular retreat. And it feels like all retreats. It's just a beginning. And so if you feel the pull to that, oh, join us. There are spaces left, and it is going to be amazing. Always freeing up. I never know exactly what's going to happen on my end because it's different for each group. And as the group is called together, then the exercises, whatever label you want to give them, is then put into place. Also, I have the closed group, Living Your Empowered Live, and that has 2 Zoom videos each month, plus an active Facebook group in which we support each other in love. And it isn't just the cute pictures and the positive sayings and affirmations. It's really getting in there and saying, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. This is, I'd love to have somebody give me input, but do it in a very supportive, loving way. And so that's there. Let me see, what else? There's more. That's the thing. I get into this framework. I'm not grounded because I've been up answering questions. And so if you go to cherrydivine.com, you'll find out everything that's going on. And again, if you're really looking into something and need to go deeper, call and make an appointment. It's, I can only go into so much on the air because there's limited time with each person, and you do not want me to get into all of the personal aspects of your questions. And so, I do believe that's all for this week. So I will be going. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today. And I love you. Let's send some love out in the world right now. Let's let our hearts open. Breathe in, open your heart, and send that love, unconditional love, out into the world. Let it support anyone and everyone that will receive it. And thank you so much. Right now, I am feeling all of that energy you are sending. My whole body is tingling. Let your love be seen. Let your light be seen. Let your beauty be seen and felt. Do not stay in the trap of humankind that says love takes away, love hurts, love breaks hearts. No. Release that idea and open your heart and know love is all that life is. You are an aspect of divine love. All life is an aspect of divine love. There are no conditions. It is just the truth. Amazing people, just absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. And what a great way to end the show. See you next week. Bye-bye.